match and all chaos is around. He's up there looking at her, smiling at his daughter. That's pretty cool. It keeps things in perspective, you know. Like moments don't get too big. And enjoy it, and enjoy the opportunities that you get. I don't know. I mean, I take that from Budo a whole lot. Just in the joy that he has when he competes, man. It's very clear. So.
Yes, go ahead.
Colin mentioned before today his biggest memory would have been the Oklahoma State duel, and after beating Iowa State today, that's probably one of his biggest and best memories here at UNI as a senior.
Yeah, I think how he did it, you know, and the energy, I mean, the kind of roof blew off, you know. And Panero's wrestling really well. Again, lost at 49. And he's really hard to get to. You know, and sometimes you just got to stay the course the whole match, and sometimes it takes the last couple seconds, or it takes overtime. You know, so he's ready for that. These guys have some lofty goals that they want to set as a team in the senior class. And, you know, that's one of the things. I mean, we didn't talk about it directly, but you know, Iowa State's won the last handful of years. You know, some of these seniors haven't been on a team that's beat them. And good on Iowa State's part, but that's something that you want to stop. You know, and you want to be part of the class that did that. So he did it today.
Is this just a fitting way for the senior class to close out their home competition, sellout crowd, that win over Iowa State that they hadn't had before?
Yeah, I think when you try to elevate the level of your program, there's only a few ways to do that, and that's to shrink our number, you know, which they've done as a team, but also to get more numbers in that arena. You know, we've only had the McLeod as our home for a handful of years, but I tell you what, man, that's a hell of a home. That's a hell of an advantage. You know, when you have the crowd like that, and you have the students show up, and you have, you know, the build up of the meet like that, and then you set a crowd. You set a record crowd. You set a record crowd. So wrestling's beside the name of the record in this building, and to me, that's exactly how it should be. And that's when I'm thinking about this a couple weeks ago. That's exactly what I wanted. That's the way these guys needed to be sent out and should have been sent out, because they earned it. And you know, and this guy got a standing ovation. That's earned. People just don't do that for anybody. It is freaking earned, and people respect how he trains and lives. And man, I'm so happy that he got that moment, because he's earned it and has earned it. And I think that's a really cool thing that everyone recognized, even on the other side. And you know what? Iowa State, man, they made us right at their level today. They did. And I know, man, I know they've kind of moved guys around, but their dudes came to scrap. And that's what you need. You need worthy adversaries. You need people that'll help raise your level. So yeah, the fitting way for our team to be sent out of the McLeod Center in the senior class, absolutely. But we still got work to do. And I know what these guys want to accomplish throughout the season, and how they want to finish their season. And we just can't get too caught up into the wins and losses. It's about how we compete. And I mean, there's a few words that I would say if I was in the locker room right now that I won't say. But we're more focused on how we're competing. Drop the chop, yeah. Drop the chop. Yeah. So, to answer your question, yes.
How would you characterize this graduating class as a whole, as you've watched them develop throughout their career and help you get to where you guys are now as you get closer to the march?
Well, I talked about this the other day. I kind of go back to the 2020 class. And it's one thing that he talks about all the time. You know, he came in with that class and got to watch those seniors and the level of professionalism that they have, but also the level that they help bring it. They raise that level. We talk about not leaving things in the same place, and I think that's on every single guy. But I go back to 2020, and those guys elevate it, and they're like, I'm going to take another notch. And I know he's talked about that a lot. I mean, I'll never forget that we had to sit and talk with that group of seniors that, hey, you don't get this opportunity. You know, we're sorry. You know, and these guys get another year. He's getting another year because of that. And I don't think we've ever taken that for granted. And I know we're incredibly grateful for it. So every time that we get to go out and compete, and we get that extra year, get that extra opportunity, we're gonna, we are gonna compete our asses off and have a whole hell of a lot of fun doing it. I don't know. I mean, it's still to be written, because I actually had a guy ask me, so is this what's gonna make the season a success? It's already been a success. Listen, look at the things that we've done as a team. Now we want to finish it, right? We're going to sprint through the finish, but we're not going to get focused on that stuff. We're going to focus on continuing to improve, and and that's it, because that's within our control.
You know as well as anybody just how much time fatherhood can take, and when you consider Colin, going through an injury and then coming back and being part of this team, what has that meant to this program?
I mean, just how he competes. Like I said, his attitude's infectious. He's smiling. And everyone kind of like goes almost like pissed off when they wrestle. And he's like, just the joy that he has. But I said like the perspective shifts and change. And when you get that, it just, I don't think you ever take any more for granted. He's in Meredith. I mean, he's got a great support. Because you're trying to balance a little bit as much as you can, and it's, it gets to this time of year and there's not a whole lot of balance. If you're trying to be great at something, there's not a whole lot of balance. So you got to have someone on the other side that is willing to help pick up the slack, so to speak. And I know he has that at home, and I know he's grateful for it, and we're grateful for her. But I mean, heck, man, I've watched him change a diaper in the hallway before me. So
that's a great way to be focused when you're getting ready to roll. You change a diaper.
So he obviously, he's wrestling well. I mean, holy cow, is that guy not fun to watch? And I really think that when you kind of go up and down the lineup, we got guys that are competing to their personality, and I think that makes it a whole lot of fun.
Parker, you came in at a time where crowds were restricted. Your first year at UNI, and now you're pushing maybe the fire marshal's comfort zone in a crowd here at McLeod. Just discuss that journey.
Man, COVID kind of sucked, low-key. Doing wrestling practice with masks on, and then I don't know, crowds. I don't know. I feel like it's one of the blessings of the sport is to be able to wrestle in crowds like that, and have big time atmospheres. And it's pretty cool that this is in Cedar Falls, Iowa. I don't know. It's going from 2 mats in McLeod to no one in the stands to a packed McLeod right now. Iowa State, Oklahoma State was awesome. This was awesome. Every duel's awesome here, but it's a pretty cool. I'm grateful for it.
Parker, a standing ovation from the crowd as you came out. Your final appearance as a senior here. What did that moment mean to you?
It means the world to me, honestly. It's I don't know. I was talking with Doug. He's like, he came on the Panther train, a boy, and now you're leaving as a man. And I have a Panther train tattoo, which is cool, but it's, I don't know, it's special. It's like, especially this last year, like you don't getting to run out. Taylor Lujan said it the best. That class is 2020 class. Like they played a pivotal role in my career, I believe. When you talked about when you put that Panther single on, it means something. It's more than just you wearing the singlet. There's how many people are there? 7,000 people. There's 7,000 people behind you. There's alumni. I see freaking Jacob Bolschlag in right Matt's side. It's like that dude. I don't know. He's one of good buddies. Taylor Lujan, a good buddy. So it means a lot. It means more than hopefully my wrestling can say how much it means to me. It's like hopefully I don't gotta say it, if that makes sense. I can prove it by the love I try to share.
What has the Cedar Falls community kind of turned into? You were Wisconsin native, and then you kind of made this.
Yeah, we have our second home duel. No. This is home. I'm going to my second home for a duel on Friday, which will be fun. But Cedar Falls is definitely home. I know it's weird. Probably 2 years ago I started to say I'm going home, and that's me. When I'm back home, I'm back in Milwaukee, driving to Cedar Falls. So it's crazy how I spent 6 years here. It's kind of crazy. It's like I try to think of like the boys and the girls, how little they were when I came in, and just I don't know. It is home. It definitely feels comfortable here. So that's good.
Hey Coach, UNI officials wanted me to ask this question because they were afraid to ask it, but they want to know for an official count how many people you let in the back door today.
You could add another about 74 on. So.
What was it like? You talked about it a little bit, but wrap your head around 1,748 people here today.
Yeah, I mean it's something you talked about doing, though. know, I think when you make that move from the West Gym to here, that's the natural progression, right? I mean, that's what we should want to do. To bring as many eyes on our team as possible. You know, so like I said, I love the West Gym, and that place can never be replaced. But I tell you what, when you have atmospheres like this, and you have people showing up, and you have teams like we have, that makes it where it's like, well, I tell you what, I talk about bucket list place, then you start to make it a bucket list place. Because tell you what, anyone that came to that meet, if they didn't walk away and like, holy cow, man, you know, when's the calendar? When's the next season coming? You know, and it gets people hooked and back, and then you start to get around our guys. It's, I don't know. I love that it's a wrestling record. I love that it's a wrestling record because it should be.
Did you get a tattoo today?
No tattoos.
Is that official record?
That's an official. We got we're at 7,348, right?
Yep.
Can that be beat?
Might be a while.
I'm just asking
Next year
if we can, if you can you put more people in?
How many more people can you sneak in the back door?
I don't think they're counting them though, unfortunately. But we thank everyone for coming out today because they made it a memorable senior night, and I know hopefully our guys made it hold a hell of a lot of memories for them too.
And Parker, I'll ask you. I know there's seniors that were introduced today that maybe haven't seen the lineup as much as they have. What have those guys? How have they contributed to elevating this program?
Man, everyone plays a role. Like whether that's energy in the room, it's like everyone. Caleb Wolzak, he's one of my good buddies, but also what a guy that brings energy. People love. He gives a great feel. I wrestled with him the other day. He's super athletic. I'm like, dang dude, you got some skills, and he's had some injuries, and but he's still progressing. It's like even though Adam Alec, he was in there at 6'15" the other day. He's a senior. He's got a month left of his career. He doesn't need to be in there, but you know what? Those guys are still pushing. Evan Yan still pushing, finding a goal. And I'm missing some seniors, but they're playing a role, and like they see the vision because it's like there's 10 guys going out there, but everyone, energy in the room, vibes. They play a role, and together we go far. And they're still working on their skills because when they're working on their skills, then Julian Farber's got to make an adjustment. I got to make an adjustment at practice, and we just keep leapfrogging each other, and then we're gonna have a great team come March. So they play a role. Like everyone, yeah. Talk about that.
Value. Everyone has a value, and they add to it. And like I said, they understand their role, and then they play their role incredibly well. Because we go faster and farther together. That's what we talk about. And you can't do that with every single guy, man. Every single guy is a part of that. They feel part of that, and there's some things that these guys want to do in this next month, and everyone's going to have a piece in that. Every single guy. And hopefully our guys understand that. And they've left the program in a better place, and hopefully with everything that we've invested in them and they've invested back, like they're left in a better place too. And that's to me what senior day is about, man. To honor our parents and for all of our fans to honor the seniors and all they've done. So, and I appreciate you guys setting a record today because it makes it a hell of a